Hello everyone, I'm Siddhant and you are watching Career Saga YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss on the guest estimate questions which you will face during interview rounds of product management. But before we start, I want some motivation, so I would request you to subscribe to this channel because I'm aiming to get 1000 subscriber at least on this channel, right? So let's start. Like I mentioned, if you're preparing for uh, associate product management manager role, or if you are fresher and you want to prepare for these kind of interview, right? You have probably heard of guest estimates. Okay, those tricky questions were where you are asked to calculate something like number of ATM in India, okay, or daily consumption of coffees in the city, or in Mumbai, or in India, wherever it is. Means you have to calculate, you have to come up with some number. Oh, and this is just an example, right? That interviewer may ask that number of ATM in India you have to come up with. Number of daily coffee consumption in your city, or in state, or in India. Okay, so today I'm going to break down a step-by-step approach to solve these questions. But stay till the end for a real life example to boost your confidence. Okay, and entire video is divided into 4 to 5 sections. Okay, so let's begin with the section one, where we are going to talk about what are guest estimates. Guest estimate basically uh, are open-ended questions which are designed to test your structured thinking, problem-solving ability, and how well you handle the ambiguity, right? So answer doesn't have to be exact. The key is to show a logical thought process and communicate effectively to the interviewer. Okay. So second section is step-by-step approach we are going to talk about. Okay, in this section. Okay, so uh, you have to ask the clarifying question. You don't need means let's suppose if interviewer has asked you to calculate number of ATMs are there in India, you directly not giving some random numbers, okay? Or you start solving the calculation, you will be sitting idle, means you will be sitting mum, and after 30 minutes you directly come up with the solution, okay, or with some number. Okay, you have to discuss and clarify follow-up question on this. Okay, so start by asking clarifying question. For instance, if the question is how many ATMs are there in India, ask if you are considering urban urban situated ATMs, or rural areas, or the or both. Okay, so you have to clarify. Okay, then break it into component, divide the problem into manageable chunks. For example, estimate the number of cities, okay, towns or villages in India. Okay, so based on that, now you got the clarification that the number should be, means you are going to calculate from urban or rural areas. Then you can bifurcate it into, break it into the components. Okay, whether it's for particular cities or town or villages. Then make reasonable assumptions. Okay, make some reasonable assumptions. Use logical assumption based on known data. And if you don't know something, state your assumption clearly to the interviewer. Okay, and perform calculation step by step. Use your component and assumption to calculate the result. Okay, and then validate at the end, validate and summarize. Cross check with your interviewer if your answer seems reasonable, and wrap it up with a clear summary. So let's take an example in section three. Okay. So again, let's suppose you have a question from the interviewer that estimate the number of ATM in India. So let's solve this guess estimate problem. Uh, Clarify the question. Assume we are estimating all ATMs in both urban and rural areas. Okay, so you will call this out and ask also that whether we should consider only urban or rural or both. So let's suppose if he suggests that okay, you have to cover urban, rural, both ATM counts. Okay, then break it into the components. Okay, the population. So how you will break this in the component? Let's suppose you will come up with the number that population of India is somewhere around 1.4 billion, right? Split that population in urban versus rural. Okay, so let's assume that urban population is 35% and of 35% of 1.4 billion, and rural population is 65% of 1.4 billion. Okay, urban is 35% of 1.4 billion and rural is 65% of 1.4 billion population. And average family size is somewhere, again, you can assume that 4 people per household. So this is the average size you can assume, and you have to call this out to the interviewer that this is the number. And again, 35%, 65% is not a fixed number. You can suggest 40% also and 60% also, right? So, but your approach should have a clarification, and your approach should have some reason why you are assuming this number. Okay, then now let's calculate the ATM density. Okay, so urban household, if you have to calculate the urban household, so 35% of 1.4 billion population divided by 4. 4 is 4 people per household. So you are going to calculate the urban households, right? So it will come somewhere around 12.25 crore families. Okay. So, again, I'm reiterating, if we want to calculate, now we are going to calculate the urban household, which is 35%, which we have assumed 35% of 1.4 billion divided by 4. Somewhere it will come 12.25 crore families. And assuming that one ATM per families in urban household, right? Now, one ATM per 500 families in urban household. Okay. Now comes to rural area. Same way, rural household we have to calculate 65% of 1.4 billion population divided by 4. It will come somewhere around 22.75 crore families. And assuming that in rural areas, one ATM per 1,000 families. Okay, so let me summarize. Urban household is coming around 12.25 crore families, and rural household it's coming somewhere around 22.75 crore families. Okay, then now calculate. So total population, total urban ATMs. Okay, 12.25 crore divided by 500. 500, which we have assumed that in urban area, one ATM uh, per 500 families. Okay, so that's the reason for calculating urban ATMs. Okay, 12.25 crore divided by 500. Okay, and which comes around 2.45 lakh ATMs in urban areas only. Okay, then rural ATMs. Now we found out that 22.75 crore families are there in rural areas, and assuming that one ATM per 1,000 families. Okay, then uh, 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 the number would be 22.75 crore divided by 1,000. Somewhere it will come 2.28 lakh ATMs. Okay, so total ATMs, urban ATMs plus rural ATMs, which is 2.25 lakhs plus 2.28 lakh for rural. Total ATM would be somewhere 4.73 lakhs ATM. Okay. So validate this summary. Validate and summarize this to the interviewer. that this seems reasonable since the actual number of ATMs in India estimated to be 4 to 5 lakhs. So I estimate there are approximately 4.7 lakhs ATM in India. Okay, so you can pause this video and you can check these calculation. Okay, and even I'll add this calculation in the description. You can check this calculation in the description as well. But that's how you have to calculate, assume uh, this guess estimate question. Okay, so tip for this section 4. Let's what is how we should get success on this question. Okay, always explain your reason why you have selected 500 families per in one ATM per 500 in urban, and why you have selected one ATM per 1000 family in rural area. So you it means any assumption you are giving, okay, or you are putting, you have to give some reason behind it to the interviewers. Okay, so interviewers value the how more than what. Okay, so focus on more on how. Okay, and use round numbers. Okay, it's not like for quick calculation, use always round numbers. It's not like you have to always give a specific, okay, up to point 2 place of a decimal you have to give answer. You can round it out off as well for easy calculation. And again, you have to call it out as well. Okay, and practice this different scenarios to build the confidence. So there could be different type of question, that how many Netflix users are there in India? Okay, how many Zomato reviews are there in your cities? Okay, so this kind of question interviewers ask during product management interviews. Okay, so that's it for today's video. If you found this video helpful, give it thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and share with someone who wants these kind of guess estimate interview question preparation. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.